And welcome to this edition of the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. And Coach, had a week off, but you had a really tough game the week before.
Sure did. It was a tough game. Grundy County, like I said, I thought they were improved, and we got out to kind of a slow start. Had that fumble, and they scooped and scored. But 7 out of 8 next possessions, our offense took control of the game for us, and defense again's not give up a score. We gave up 2, one in the kicking game and one off a fumble. So obviously we want to fix that.
We'll take a look at that game, plus we'll look ahead to this week's Smith County game. It's a big one, and we'll talk about that after this.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal Housing Lender Member FDIC.
Coach, against Grundy County, you mentioned that your defense put up another stellar performance, didn't allow a touchdown.
Yeah, they're playing really well. I knew our secondary was going to get more of a challenge, and they did. But overall, kept things in front of them. Tackled ball carriers as soon as they caught passes, or the receivers as soon as they caught passes, and didn't give up the home run ball. And that's the philosophy. Bend, don't break, and real pleased with those guys and what they did.
Coach, you scored on your first 7 possessions, or actually after the fumble on the first one, you scored on the next possession. That fumble was really the only dark spot on the offensive line.
Yeah, it was me calling a pass on the first play, but no, we were running a bootleg. We felt like we had a backside post in that game from what we saw on film, and we just missed an assignment up front. They were bringing extra guy off the edge that we didn't pick up, and pressured Landrick, but both the backside posts and the drag were open, but he just didn't have time to look, and he took off to run, and boys stripped the ball from behind, and it was a good play by them.
Coach, your offense, like I said, moved the ball. Didn't have to throw it a whole lot again, just straight up the field.
No, I don't think I don't even think we attempted another pass after that. But when you're getting 4 and 5 and 6 yards a carry, and we can throw the ball. There's no reason to at that point. There's a lot more bad things can happen, just like the fumble there. But I was really pleased with the offensive line, the running backs. In that game, I think on the boundary side one time, Thomas Miller tight-roped the sideline. That's one of the pretty revere plays I've seen in a while. Landrick and him just did a great job. Landrick drew him to him, popped it out to Thomas, and he hit that sideline. Drake had a great block out there, and so we're seeing some really positive executions there.
Coach, your special teams had one breakdown on the night, but other than that, looked real well. Even as a matter of fact, we named Johan West the player of the game because he had to have leg cramps after all the kicking he was doing.
Yeah, he did, and he's a good kicker, and we knew we had him coming back, and we're going to come back another year. I think he's a guy that spends some time kicking camps and stuff. He's got a real opportunity maybe to kick at the next level. But opened the game up, put one in the end zone 2 weeks ago, and leg strengths there, and he just did a good job for us overall. But the one breakdown in the kicking game, a little bit of that was we had guys that had long runs and stuff, and we were pulling people in and out to give them rest in that phase of the game. And I just said, that's an area you just can't. You got to go, and you got to put your best out there. And so a lot of people don't realize that, but a return kick like that can change a game quicker than anything, or a block punt or a punt return. So your kicking game is vital.
Coach, your team picked up a huge region win with that one.
It was a huge region win. We know that we've got this week coming. We're going to have the open week, and then we got Smith County, another huge region game, one we let get away from us last year up here, and so that was vital for us to get that first one. And I said at the end of that, half team's going to be 1-0, and half of them going to be 0-1 in the region, and every game counts in the region.
Coach, you had that week off. Got to shore up maybe any injuries or anything that maybe got some kids back?
Well, like I said, Isaiah Strong, we pretty much lost him for the year, and in a no contact situation, just made a cut and just twisted his knee, and I've seen that a lot on AstroTurf back when I played in college. I don't think I'd ever seen it on grass, but just plant it, and he went one way, but the knee didn't, and that's just a terrible thing for us to have happen. But he's got the doctor he's going to is awesome pediatric doctor and orthopedic doctor, so we know he's in good hands and he'll be back next year for us. But other than that, no, we're really going in pretty solid.
Speaking of going in, this week they're going into the hole, one of the worst places in the world to go to, Smith County. We'll take a look at the Owls right after this.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
And back here with Coach Derwin Wright. And, Coach, we mentioned before the break where you're going to the hole, a tough place to play.
It is. These guys, I think our seniors, when they were freshmen, got a win down there. And, that's just a place that it's always tough to play in. And they feel the same way about coming up on the mountain. So both teams, the home field advantage has predominantly in that head-to-head, the home team has had an advantage. I can remember going back to my first year as head coach, we went in 4-6, and they were coming in 8-1, or we were 3-6, and they were 8-1, and we beat them up here at home, and they was the number one team. But you just throw out the records when you play those guys, and we know both teams are going to bring their A game.
Coach, the players that were here last year still got to have that really bad taste in their mouth from the one they let get away.
Well, and that's one thing we talked about. I wouldn't say redemption, but I would just say that, Coalfield got us, and we were able to get them back this year and win that game. And this is one of those teams that, a hard-fought game last year. There were so many opportunities for each team to make plays and everything, and came down to the end, a 2-point conversion that they got and one that we tried and didn't get. So, it's a game that I would be very disappointed if we don't come out and play our A game.
Offensively, Coach, what you got to do to move the ball against them?
Well, they're multiple fronts. They give us 2 or 3 different fronts, and we've got to know our assignments. We've got to make sure we're blocking, making the right cuts, the right lanes, and just take care of the football. And when I say that, I think back to last year's game. We're sitting in it with up 21-6 on them, driving on our 12-yard line, looking like we're fixing to go in the end zone, and fumbled. And about 4 plays later, boom, we're back in the ball game. So, if an opportunity comes like that, we've got to make sure we're taking care of the football.
Coach, defensively, what you got to do to stop them?
Well, they're multiple formation. Try to spread you out. Throw and run pretty good at both. Big thing with us is we've got to be sound. We've got to know our gaps, and we've got to know our assignments. Again, they throw multiple formations at you. They throw unbalanced formations at you. And big thing is just making sure we know where we're supposed to be and what our assignment is.
And, Coach, this week special teams got to be ready because a mistake this week could be really costly.
Absolutely, no doubt. I know that we had a big special teams play on them last year on the first drive. A.J. Johnson, we ran a fake punt and hit a little hideout punt. He almost took it to the house, and that set up our first score. And, again, with what they do in their punt formation, there's multiple type fakes they could run. So, we've got to be solid in our kicking game all the way around.
Coach, look at the Owls and give us some numbers both sides of the ball.
Number 2, number 4, number 21. 4 is a returning kid, played a lot last year. He's really good in the kicking game for him. Has a lot of speed. He's also a great defensive player for him. Number 2 is a quarterback, and they'll get in a wildcat with number 4 back there. 21, he's a good hard runner, blocker. Those guys, again, like us, a lot of those guys play both ways. So, in my opinion, those are 3 of the main guys that we have to stop.
Coach, it's a big region contest. You're 1-0. You only need one more win to qualify for the playoffs. But it's more important is to keep that winning streak going in the district.
Well, obviously that's hope. You know, we want to go out every Friday night ready and play our best game, and you know, just hope that we don't have those mental breakdowns and give up big plays. But you know, it's going to be each game to me just seems to be getting a little tougher, and you know, again, we have to stay healthy.
Coach, of course, with the district or the region playing the other night, they didn't play this last week, but week before, you guys, Sequatchie and Upperman, all at 1-0, everybody else at 0-1. So this is kind of a shakeout game.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of those three last year. You know, we came down thinking it was going to be a tie with Sequatchie and Smith and us, and ended up Upperman is playing. You know, they're playing as good as anybody in the district right now. You know, they're the team to beat right now from what I see. But you know, they got in the mix late and beat Sequatchie down there and bumped us down to where we finished second. But so we just gotta do a good job and take care of what we can take care of and go down to Smith County ready to play.
A lot of teams, Coach, would be happy just to make the playoffs, but to be one of those upper echelon means to get to host, and that's a world of difference.
Well, it's huge. You know, to host and play at your house with your crowd in a playoff game, it's an advantage in that. You know, I mean, there's teams that host and lose that first game. You know, but you still, you know, as much as we've been on the road and we're going to have the last four at home, that would be huge for us to be able to get that first playoff game.
Coach, you mentioned our crowd. We need a big one to come on down to Smith County because, quite frankly, there ain't no love lost between the Owls and the Dragons.
Well, the Owls and Dragons, I don't know of a year that we ain't played each other since I was in high school, and I'm sure well before that. But, you know, there's just two teams that two communities a lot alike, and both communities love football and support their teams. And, you know, I'm expecting a big crowd, and I'm expecting a good, hard-nosed game. I mean, you know, go back to the game we had last year, come down to the last play. I can remember Coach Dickie Brown, his first year, tenure, they won a 2-point conversion down there to win the first game in the playoffs to move them on to the second round. So, you know, it's been huge. 08, or 07, we had to play them twice. We played them regular season, then played them in the playoffs and won both games and had both of them at home. You know, so there's been some really big games between York and Smith County, and you know, obviously, like you said, you know, they're 1-2 right now. Lost to two pretty good football teams. We've had the film on it, but they're hungry for a win, and we're 3-0, and we need to keep this thing going.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining us, and best of luck on Friday as you head to Smith County.
Thank you, Gary.
And that's going to do it for this edition of the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Be sure to join us Friday night. We'll be down at Smith County for the big game between York and Smith County, a big region game. Until then, see you at the game.